Nelson, first off, we're celebrating 40,000 members today. When you first started here, I think we had about half that figure. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome to have so much support here, coming from obviously an AFL state. It's awesome just to have so many fans behind us, especially coming to the final series.
And a big game this Friday night back at home against the Roosters. What are you expecting?
Obviously a physical match. Looking at their forward pack, you got Jared, who's probably one of the most aggressive players in the NRL, and then you got Bradley, who's just causing havoc out there. So expecting an aggressive game from both sides who are defensively orientated.
Jared's a Kiwi like yourself. Has he been a role model, inspiration to you over your career?
He's had some parts to play in my career. Back in 2018, I roomed with him in Denver, Colorado, and we're just talking, getting to know each other and stuff like that. But for me, I don't really look up to anyone. Don't really model my game off anyone. I sort of just know my strengths, and I just like to do my role the best way I can for the team.
Speaking of your role, it's changed in the last 2 weeks. You've gone from middle forward to a big free running edge back rower. Tell us about how that switch has taken place.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I've actually really enjoyed it. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, I played second rower back in 2014 in under 20s, and that was the last time I played there. I really enjoy it because I can be creative. I feel like I've got a lot more to give to the team. Being in that position, I feel like I can do that with my offloads. Got a bit trigger happy in the in the weekend, got a bit too creative, but just a learning curve for me, when to pull the trigger and when to just put it in the back pocket. But yeah, like I said, I really enjoy that position. It's up for grabs next year, and we'll see how we go.
When that happened in that game at the start last week, what were you thinking?
Yeah, obviously I wasn't thinking too much, was I? Yeah, I pulled it off at training, and I thought to myself I was at training at the time, but I wasn't, and yeah, it didn't end up too well for me. But yeah, like I said, just a learning for me.
Did Craig say much?
No, he didn't say anything, so it's probably yeah, it's a good thing. He didn't say
probably him
much.
Saying not much has probably said enough.
Yeah, it's a win for me, I think.
Felice should be back this week. I'm not sure what role he will have, but great to have him back amongst the boys.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's such a character that I think the Storm fans don't really get to see, but we get to see. He's just such a character. We love having him back. Love having him around the group for morale, and just awesome player also, and so consistent in his role. And yeah, can't wait to see him back out there with us. And yeah, just real happy he's back.
Now, another topic this week is officially the last home and away home game for some of our premiership winning players, including some really good mates of yours, Jesse, Kenny, Brandon and Felice. Tell us about your thoughts about those guys.
Yeah, we had a lunch yesterday, and got the boys up and just chatting about their time here at the Storm, and they started to get a bit emotional, just realising that you know, a bit of an era is coming to a bit of an end at the end of this year. But in saying that, yeah, it's all about sending people off on a good note. And yeah, they've done so much for my career individually, but can't go past Jesse Bromwich. I was just such a shy young kid coming into first grade, and he took me under his wing. You know, I'd say some jokes to him, and he would laugh, even though looking back now, they're probably not, probably weren't that funny, but he just tried his best just to make me feel comfortable. I think he understood, him being from New Zealand and being a young kid, that he just wanted to make me feel comfortable. And yeah, I give him a lot of props for doing that, because I feel like I probably wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for people like himself, Andrew Blowers, and obviously Craig, Frank, and all those guys.
Jesse's coming up towards 300 games as a front rower. Can you imagine what that's like?
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome feat, Like, if you knew Jesse's story, you'd just realise how far he's come in his career, and yeah, I'm very proud for him. I'm so honoured to play alongside Jess. He's such a leader, and he just leads from the front with his aggression as well. And yeah, I'm just so blessed to say I played with Jesse, and just great players like himself. It's awesome.
2 games to go before the finals. Have you started thinking about what might happen in September, or are you still just thinking about week to week?
Just week to week. Obviously, we've got a massive game this weekend, and this is going to be the biggest game of the year for us. It's going to be a real telling game. You know, we've lost 4 in a row, now we've won 4 in a row, but it's all about backing it up each week, and this week's going to be massive for us. We know we're both defensively orientated teams, so yeah, I don't think there's going to be many points out there like we saw on the weekend. It's going to be a tough game, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Did you watch much of their 70 points, or do you avoid watching that sort of thing?
I was going to watch it, but I can't remember what I was watching, some Disney channel, or something on Disney Plus. I fell asleep and I looked at the score and I was like, bro, that's crazy, yeah. But yeah, credit to them. They're killing it at this time of the year. I reckon they're a bit of a dark horse at the moment.
And they've always been a bit of a rival for us, especially after those grand finals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I still haven't watched that grand final. It's tough to think about what happened there, but yeah, you look back at those games and sort of fires you up for games like this, because it doesn't really leave you still a bit scarred from it, to be honest.